that beat is a, to that beat is a, to that beat is a, beat is a, to that beat, to that is a, to that is a, beat is a, beat is a, to that beat is a, to that beat is a, to that beat is a, beat is a, to that beat is a, beat is a,
buckle your seatbelts, hold on tight. You know we had to do a remix, right? It's the best of both worlds, yeah, you know what we about. It's the bottom of the north and the top of the south. You dealing with some bosses, we ain't too fond of taking losses. You come around here, better be cautious. We coming with the forces of 500 horses, but we ain't under the hood. We come from the hood. Let's get one thing understood. We ain't no country bumpkins, so please don't make no assumptions. We ain't too city to get crunk and gritty. At first they ain't hit me, so I brought some friends with me. That's right. And everybody's repping the V-Dog. It's going down like fat kids on a seesaw. Next up,
I believe that's me.
Hey yo, Quan, can you hold me down?
Definitely. A lot of niggas been talking. Sooner or later, police gon' have to choke them. Bad news, we on that bullet shit often. Serving hard often. Pop shit and hop your in the crowd on bail. Fresh out of jail, VA screaming. Soon as I stepped on the scene, niggas got to flee. Cause not only do I rap and sing, I really clap that thing.
Come on. Yeah. Bust the rhyme. Janet Jackson. Here we go. One time. Baby, just tell me just how you feel. We living it and just giving it to you real. Baby, come on. Every time we crossing the borderline, we giving it to you, making you feel fine. Turn the heat up. Better believe we're gonna shine. Make your body wine. Baby, the pleasure is all mine. To my people.
Oh, man. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. 1999. 18 years ago, most of these dudes are going to get drafted tonight were born. So that's why we're going back to 1999. Oh, man, the show is taking a little somber turn, man. I looked up the great Robert Newhouse in honor of, who was it? Who had the picture of them looking like Robert Newhouse with the horse collar on, wearing a Cowboys uniform with number 44? Oh, it wasn't the Cowboys uniform. It was my man Andre Elam in high school. Did y'all know that the great Robert Newhouse was dead? Yeah. Robert Newhouse died in 2014 at the age of 64. Let's see. What's the reason he died? Let's see. It looks like he had a stroke. He had a stroke in 2010, and his health started to decline. Unable to get strong enough for a heart transplant procedure on July 2014. He died at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, of heart disease. Damn, great Robert Newhouse, man. That's classic. You talk about a name, a classic like name from back in the day. Robert Newhouse, number 44. Wore that big ass horse collar, big ass double thighs, would run your ass over for the Dallas Cowboys, man, back during that era. Rest in peace to the great Robert Newhouse. So we're talking about the NBA draft tonight, and all of the players that look to probably get drafted very early in this thing. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and we've talked about several of these guys already, man. Jason Tatum, Josh Jackson, Lonzo Ball, Markelle Fultz, Jonathan Isaac. De'Aaron Fox is another name that comes about. You know, it's probably going to be called somewhere in the mid part of the top 10 picks, 5 or 6 or something like that. Point guard out of Kentucky, made his money, man, and just dominating UCLA in the tournament where he just went for a huge night. I think he had, 40-plus points? Maybe he had 44 points in playing against Lonzo Ball. Really played great defensively against Lonzo Ball as well. Fastest player in the draft, super quick with the ball, explosive athlete. Kind of reminds me a little bit about of Allen Iverson and how quick he is, how explosive he is. Excellent ball handler, good court vision, tough guy, smart. He's been doing a little car wash on ESPN the last couple of days. And kid is very smart, intelligent young man. I don't care too much for his damn haircut, but it is what it is. I'm just accepting it that in 2017, these kids love mumble rappers and they love the Duke Start 5 haircut where they got a box where it's just all over the place. I guess my mom and them didn't like our box haircut either. Great court vision, a leader on the floor, real tough, fearless are the words that they use for this guy. But he struggles, man, with his shooting. He shot just 25% from three this past year, which isn't good. Keep in mind, some of the better three-point shooters shoot like 37, 38, 39%. And then what I continue to talk about with him and why I don't even know why there was a question. You know, he did dominate against Lonzo Ball in that one game. That was very impressive. But long-term, I don't think it's even a comparison who's going to be the better point guard between him and Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball, man, just has everything right there, man, where you can see and project him to being a great player in the NBA. De'Aaron Fox, man, is real little. And I don't think that he looks to pass first at the point guard position. I think he's a scorer. He's kind of like one of those guys that you don't see a lot of, or very, very rare in the NBA, where kind of like Steph Curry, kind of like, not in the shooting aspect, but kind of like Steph Curry, kind of like Allen Iverson, where they got him at point guard, really just because of their size, but really they're a scoring guard, they're a two guard. And so this kid, man, is real small, but he got a lot of heart. He got a lot of heart. I love his game, man. It's going to be interesting, but I don't think there's any question you take Lonzo Ball before you take him. And all of the comparisons come because they played against each other in the tournament and he dominated or whatnot. But I think the basketball people clearly see the upside for Lonzo Ball is much greater for him than De'Aaron Fox. So that's another guy in this draft. Dennis Smith, another player that most of America hadn't seen a lot of. This guy's explosive. This guy will two-hand dunk on you like it ain't nothing. I heard a great comparison a couple of days ago by somebody on the Puppet Factory, I believe it was. And I haven't seen a lot of this kid. I've seen him play a couple times this year, obviously in the ACC. This is ACC country. But the comparison I heard was Baron Davis. You remember how Baron Davis would straight dunk on your ass two-handed? Like he had crazy, crazy explosion. And that's who they're comparing this Dennis Smith kid to, man. Crazy, crazy explosion, man. One of the most explosive players in the draft, an elite athlete and finisher at the rim. He showed an improved jump shot this year in college. Very quick off the bounce. He's a good passer who uses his scoring to set up other players. Has an NBA-ready body. That's where the whole Baron Davis thing comes from. Like, Baron Davis is kind of like, you know, he was kind of sturdy. Like, you could see Baron Davis back in the day, like, if he wanted to play football, like, Baron Davis probably could have been an outside linebacker. You know, strong, real physical, solid type player. Not fat or not real bulky, but just a solid player. And that's the same thing they're saying about Dennis Smith. A lot of people are saying this guy could be the steal of the draft. I haven't seen that much of him to proclaim him to be, you know, possibly going to end up being a better player than Lonzo Ball or Josh Jackson or anybody like that. But a lot of people are saying if you're talking about a dark horse player that could end up being the best player out of this draft, as it usually happens year in and year out, a player that's drafted a little bit further down ends up being the best player in the draft. I just talked about the Greek Freak earlier and where he was drafted at number 15, and he clearly was the best player coming out of the draft that particular year. A lot of people are saying Dennis Smith, man, might be that guy. And seeing him play, he's everything that they say. Very explosive player. Somebody's going to get a great player midway to top 10 picks in tonight's NBA draft, once again at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Yeah. From J. Clyde Censored, he says, Doug, give me credit for J.Y.'s perfect shooting form. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up the two J's. J. Clyde and J.Y. No, J.Y. had the perfect shooting form in his profile pic. From GRF, rest in peace, USS Fitzgerald 7. Is this you in this picture? No, that ain't you. That's Selma Hayek. Bro, get with the program. Today is Throwback Thursday. Change your pic to an old school profile pic. From Angry Black Man, Fox dominated ball, not UCLA. He destroyed ball. Yeah, he did. He did. I'm not denying that. From Chuck D, Laugh Out Loud Ninja, I guess we make the colonizers look bad. We get no love. from Truck D. Is this Truck D in this picture? Oh, Truck D was a wrestler. Or not a wrestler. He was a wrestler in high school. I really can't see you too much. I mean, it looks like an action photo. That's cool. You look like you had a dude in a semi-partial chicken wing. Oh, Andre Elam really taking part in Throwback Thursday. He got a little track picture, man, doing the long jump or something like that. I see you, Andre. He says, James, what number were you? From KC, special counsel. Let me look at KC. Oh, KC got the old school. He got the old school little thin little bow tie. Looking like he about to sell a bean pie or something. Go ahead, KC. Go ahead, KC. Rough Buff from Big L XY says, Rough Buff showing Andre a real number 44 little fella. Wait a minute. Rough Buff. It almost seems like, man, that if you wore number 44 back in the day, you had to have a horse collar. You had to. Yeah. You had to have a horse collar if you wore number 44 back in the day. Didn't Riggins wear 44 too for the Washington Redskins? Let me see. I think Riggins wore a horse collar and he wore number 44. John Riggins. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Let's see. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So John Riggins wore number 44 and he wore a horse collar. Some of these pictures he had on a horse collar. And the great Robert Newhouse wore number 44 and they wore horse collars. Yeah, Rough Buff. You look like a little young ninja John Riggins. Yes, sir. Little ninja. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Horse collar, neck brace, neck roll. They used to call it all kind of different things. And I think a neck roll was actually, it was circle. It was kind of like a tubing. And so horse collar kind of came a little flattened in. This is a little football talk for y'all. A lot of people may not be like, what the hell is a horse collar? Chucktown Frank, horse collar? See, Chucktown Frank played on the JV James Island High School basketball team even as a fifth-year senior. He didn't play no football, so he wouldn't know what a horse collar is. Back in 3 minutes, the Doug Stewart Show.
So we've been friends for a while now, and I've seen you go through ups and downs with other women, and you don't have to go through all that with me. Listen, I know you've been through your share of